After a slow start to the season in which Hunter Henry put up 0 fantasy points in 2 of his first 3 games, he came on late this season. Believe it or not, he's averaged 13.6 fantasy points over the last 4 weeks. He's been tight end 6 over the last month in terms of total points among tight ends. But apparently, because it's a rule this year that every good player must get hurt, Hunter Henry suffered a lacerated kidney last week, and yesterday the Chargers placed him on injured reserve, ending his season. But hey, it's not all bad news, because the Chargers have a viable fantasy replacement on the roster in Antonio Gates, who, by the way, available more than 90% of leagues. Consider this, Chargers tight ends have 22 red zone targets from Phillip Rivers this year. That's tied for 3rd most in the NFL. And this week, the Chargers play the Jets, who have allowed 8 touchdowns to opposing tight ends this season. That's 3rd most in the NFL. Gates is a viable streamer this week. I currently have him as my tight end 13 for week 16. Now, some other tight ends I like this week who are available in more than 50% of ESPN leagues. Charles Clay. He's available in 60% of leagues. He's coming off a 9-target game last week. Eric Ebron actually leads all tight ends in receptions the last 2 weeks with 15. 5 straight games now with at least 4 catches for Ebron. Jesse James burned fantasy owners last week. Was it a touchdown? Was it not? Hey, he's still only 2 weeks removed from a 10-catch game against Baltimore. Antonio Brown's injury obviously opening up more targets. And for a deep sleeper, how about the Bears' Adam Shaheen? 2 touchdowns in his last 4 games. The Browns are the 2nd worst team against tight ends. As you know, start your tight ends against the Browns. Of the group, I like Charles Clay the best. He leads the Bills in receiving. Despite missing 3 games this year, he's shown a rapport with Tyrod Taylor. And frankly, the Bills probably are going to be behind this week against the Patriots, so I expect Clay to get plenty of targets on Sunday.